welcome to Classroom Chronicle. I'm your host, Pete Braley. This is the show that highlights what's going on at the schools where New Bedford students can go to. And this is always one of my favorite shows. We try to do this every year. This is when we meet the class valedictorians from the area schools. We have two schools represented because one has yet to make that decision. As soon as they do, we'll try to set up that interview. But I'm so excited to be joined today, first of all, by Kendra Santiago from Greater New Bedford Voc Tech. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Also, Ereny Saleb is from Bishop Stang,
Yes.
and she is a co-valedictorian along with Olivia Souza, who is also a co-valedictorian. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I did want to mention that I know last year we had co-valedictorians from Bishop Stang, and that was because they were honoring the student, I guess, that excelled, who was from Bishop Connolly when that school closed. That's not the case. That you tied.
Yes. We tied, I think, up to 6 decimal points, right? Like, it was a really close tie. So they
Wow.
said that we'd be co-valedictorians. So.
And I'm told that's the first time this has happened at Bishop Stang. So
Yep.
that's great. So how do you feel about sharing it? You okay with that, or?
Definitely. Yeah, no, I'm really happy because we've been best friends since like freshman year.
Yeah.
So it's really nice that we got to tie. So.
Has there been a competition?
No,
Not really.
Yeah, no, not really. I think as a class, we're pretty competitive at Bishop Stang, our class specifically.
Okay.
But we all like enjoy doing well and excelling. So it's not a bad competition. It's a good.
Good.
A good
All right,
competition.
so we'll get to know each of you in just a minute. Kendra, first, you are from Greater New Bedford Voc Tech.
I am.
And what made you decide, when you were choosing a high school, what attracted you to Voc Tech?
Yeah, so I came from a private Catholic school called Holy Family, Holy Name.
Oh, yes.
I actually went there with
Yeah,
Olivia.
we went there
Okay.
together.
Yeah, but I obviously had 3 options: New Bedford High, Voc, or Sting. New Bedford High was kind of ruled out for me just because of the bad image I had of it, which I know is untrue, but.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like going to Sting just because I didn't want to go to a private school for another 4 years, so I chose Voc.
Okay. And interesting, you are in the Legal and Protective Services
I
shop.
am.
Okay. Was that your first choice in your freshman year?
It was, yeah. Freshman year, I had it pretty much narrowed down what I wanted to do, so yeah, I ended up choosing legal to hopefully pursue my aspirations of being a lawyer.
Is that what you want to do? You want to
Yeah,
become a lawyer?
I do.
And I see you've been accepted to Harvard.
Yes, I was.
Wow. And if I read correctly, this is the first time a student from Greater New Bedford Voc Tech has been accepted at Harvard. That's a great,
Yeah, it is.
great accomplishment.
Yeah, everyone there is definitely super proud of me, and I hold it with great pride. So
Was Harvard always a goal?
it pretty much was always my dream school. So
Right.
my parents always inspired me to push for the top. So
Okay. And speaking of your parents, who do you have at home? Do you have brothers, sisters?
yeah, I have one brother. He graduated from Stang 2 years ago.
Okay.
So he was salutatorian, and now he attends MIT.
Look at that. A salutatorian and a valedictorian.
Yeah,
Good thing there's no younger siblings who have to
live up to that.
have to live up to that. What division or brand of law do you want to go into? Because it's so varied.
I'm thinking criminal law at the moment.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Do you watch Law and Order? You got it all memorized?
I actually don't watch Law and Order.
Okay. Ereny, that's an interesting name. Is there a story behind it?
Yeah. So basically, I'm Egyptian. So it's an Egyptian name. Specifically, I'm Coptic. So it's a Coptic name in
Okay.
Egypt. So yeah.
And what about you? Now, you, Bishop Stang, I understand you're from Tiverton,
I'm
is
from
it?
Tiverton. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you will be attending Brown University.
Yes, I'm very excited because it's also very close to home. So I really enjoy Providence as well. So I'm excited to stay in Rhode Island.
How about you? How do you have family at home?
I do. I have a younger sister. She's a sophomore at Stang. Her name's Marula, and then I have my mom and my dad. So.
Super.
Yeah.
And what is it? Well, first of all, was Brown University your choice? Is that where you wanted to go?
Maybe until about junior, senior year, that was definitely a big goal for me because it was so close. I applied to a few others, but I applied to Brown early decision, so I got it.
Right.
So that was my, for my parents, definitely it was definitely the top too because it was close to home.
Okay.
So.
Well, and what do you want to do when you graduate?
So at Brown, I got accepted to the BSMD program there. It's an 8-year medical program. It's called PLEME. So after the 4 years at Brown, I'll be there for medical school for 4 years. So,
Okay.
yeah.
What type of doctor do you want to be?
To be honest, I don't really know yet, but I've been thinking like pediatrics maybe.
Okay.
But we'll see. I'm excited. So.
Super.
Yeah.
And Olivia, what about you? You're from Dartmouth, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what about you? You'll be attending Stonehill College,
Yep.
I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to Stonehill next year. It wasn't my top choice right away, but I knew I wanted to go to a Catholic school, and it was just the best. It's close to home for me, so it was just like the best option overall.
So it appears that the Catholic education has always been big for Holy Family.
Yeah.
Then Bishop Stang. Why so? What is it about the Catholic school?
I think it's just like the family feel, like there's always like that community that you have, and I think that's like super important to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about your time at Stang. Were you into any sports or extracurriculars?
Yeah, so I was captain of the cheer team for my junior and senior year. I play lacrosse as well. I'm part of NHS, the vice president, and Ereny's president.
You can't get rid of each other.
I know. Yeah, I was part of like student council and a couple other things too, but those were the big ones.
Right. I don't think I asked you, what is it you hope to do after college?
I want to do biological research and potentially go into secondary education as well in biology.
Okay. Secondary education means what?
Like high school, teaching high school,
Yeah. My daughter's studying to be a teacher, and she's like, oh no, I want second grade, maybe kindergarten.
I don't think I could do younger kids. I feel like older kids.
You could not.
No.
I know, because a lot of, I know, I've heard from a lot of people who want to be teachers, and they get a little worried about the high school age and middle school age too.
Yeah, middle school's like, I feel like I would be scared of that. It's a rough age.
You survived it?
I did.
Yeah. Kendra, what about you? What other activities did you do at Greater New Bedford Voc Tech?
Yeah, so at Voc, I was captain of the soccer team, girls soccer team, and captain of track. I was vice president of National Honor Society. I did a few clubs. My mainly extracurriculars were outside of Voc though, but.
Like what?
So I volunteered at a program called South Coast Youth Courts.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a volunteer attorney. So basically I represented like kids that had done like delinquent acts and were looking to like rehabilitate themselves.
Okay.
So I represented them, and they were given sanctions like community service, projects, stuff like that to help them rehabilitate. I interned at Justice Bridge Legal Center, which is basically a incubator program for new attorneys, and it connects low-income members of the community to affordable legal aid.
Wow.
So I helped do intakes for that. And I also founded my own project called Knowledge Empowers Justice, which basically the goal of that is to help educate people on their legal rights, and especially involving police interactions, as a lot of people are unaware of what to do when they get pulled over or when they're arrested or interrogated. So, yeah.
Wow. So law's always been a thing, right?
It really has.
Do you remember when you first got interested and you first thought, hey, maybe I'd like to do that?
Yeah, so as a child, I was actually very interested in business because my dad worked with computers a lot. So
Okay.
I liked computers, but I liked the business aspect of it and like trying to run my own business and stuff like that. But I feel like what really probably turned was in like 2020, hearing about like George Floyd and like other like police brutality cases. And I feel like even as like a kid, I was so like morally outraged by that. And
Okay.
I think that's what originally like sparked my passion. And then I also got like super interested in like crime shows and stuff like that. And I'm like, so I think that's overall what really sparked my passion. And I just kept feeding into that passion. And being in legal and protective services at Voc definitely helped me narrow into that passion and figure out what I really wanted to do. So
That's a relatively new to me, but I mean, that program at Voc Tech, I think it's only
Yeah.
been there maybe 10 years?
yeah, I think it's pretty new, especially
Right.
compared to other shops in the building, but it's a great program.
I want to talk to you about the shops and how your school year has been structured in just a moment. But Ereny, you were the president of the Honor Society?
National Honor Society, yes.
Okay.
That was really fun. I also was president of Spanish Club at Bishop Stang. I did a lot of other clubs. I was on executive board for campus ministry, as well as student ambassadors. I was on student council a little bit in freshman and sophomore year. I did newspaper sophomore year and junior year as well, math team, a bunch of other clubs, but I do some other stuff outside as well. So,
I was going to say, and in your free time, if there is any.
If I'm not at home or if I'm not at school, I'm at church usually doing like volunteering. I help teach the hymns class on like once a week. So I run the class and I kind of just schedule everything and run everything. So we teach like Coptic hymns, like Egyptian hymns that are Christian.
Oh, okay.
To the little kids. So I help run that. And then also I play the piano. I've been playing piano since I was really young. So I really enjoy doing that. So ever since 8th grade, I started playing for church. And so now I play for the elementary school choir there. I've taught some of the kids there at church as well how to play. And then also in my free time, I make tutorials of how to play Coptic songs and Coptic hymns on the piano, and I post them as well.
What church is that?
It's in Cranston, St. Mary and St. Mina. It's in Cranston, Rhode Island.
Okay,
yes.
very good. Let me ask this question. In your free time, if you have any, you know, when we're not talking about school or the different clubs, what do you like to do? Do you like to sing, movies? What is it? What is it for you, Olivia?
I'd probably say in the summer I like going to the beach and like hanging out with my friends a lot, especially like at the beach. I love the beach.
Yeah.
And
do you have a favorite beach?
My uncle has like he lives in Mattapoisett and he has like a private beach.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably my favorite one. And then outside of that, I like watching like movies and TV shows too.
Okay. Favorite TV show currently is what?
Probably Outer Banks.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've yet to see that. Heard good things about it, though.
Yeah, it's one of my
I'm watching
favorites.
all the crime shows too. So I got your Chicago PDs, Chicago Fires, all that stuff. What about you, Ereny? What do you like to do? You're very busy in your church.
That's
but
true.
When you're home, when you have a free Saturday or whatever, what do you like to do?
Usually, like I'll try to read. I don't read as much now, especially in high school, since it gets busy. But I do enjoy reading. Maybe like hanging out with my sister, going outside, reading outside, going to the beach sometimes, or just car rides are just very fun with my family. I like having time with my family because during the week I don't get to see them as much.
Right.
So enjoying time with my family, and yeah.
Nice. And you?
Yeah,
Kendra?
so recently, like as the weather's gotten warmer, I've like loved going on walks. So I'll just put in 2 AirPods, listen to music, and just go on a nice little peaceful walk to stay active and like to get some sun. So
What do you like to listen to?
I love R&B music, so like Frank Ocean, Daniel Caesar, Kamari, like all of them. So
Do you like any of the old
very
school
peaceful.
R&B?
I do also like Lauryn Hill, Neo, like all of that. So.
Your old school is still new compared. I'm thinking Smokey Robinson, Temptations.
A little too old, but like 90s R&B.
I hear you. I
Yeah,
hear you.
2000s.
Let me ask you about the way school is structured at Voc Tech, because you have, 9 days in your shop?
6.
And 6 days?
Yeah.
6 days in your shop, and then you have the academics.
Yeah.
It's a mix that doesn't always work for students. Did you have to adjust to that?
It was definitely an adjustment coming from obviously like a school that went school full time. So it was definitely an adjustment, but I wouldn't say it was a difficult adjustment, especially for me. I think it was just you had to find a balance between both academics and like shop, and you learn to like get used to that balance and not have to be in academics constantly, not have to be in shop constantly. So it felt like a really good balance, especially the 6 days on, 6 days off.
How does your shop differ from, say, welding or carpentry? Are you still in the classroom setting in your shop?
Yes, so legal doesn't have a like full shop like other shops do. Like some shops are down on first floor and they have like a big area, big workspace. Legal is actually set in like several different classrooms. Okay. However, we still are able to do a lot of hands-on projects, so it's not just bookwork. We still end up doing a lot of hands-on things, but it is still in a classroom aspect, and it feels like a classroom due to the fact that there are like 16 people in there, so definitely still feels like a class. But
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I mentioned to all of them before we got started, because I didn't want to hit them cold with this. So I'm going to ask you if there's someone that really inspired you in your educational career, helped you to keep going, whether it be a coach, kindergarten teacher, whoever. So, Olivia, you're first up. Who is it that you look back on and think, wow, that was really helpful?
I would probably say Miss Felix. She was the principal from preschool to 5th grade at my elementary school. And she was also like, she taught my parents, and we just have like a close relationship with her. And she's truly dedicated like her life to helping others. And she's just truly like such a selfless person. Yeah. And I'd probably say her. She's like so inspiring and like such a person to look up to.
Yeah, wonderful. Cecilia Felix, I believe. Yeah, I've heard her name. I have met her a number of times as well. How about you, Ereny?
Definitely, all in all, like I have so many people that have helped me so much, but I think my family the most. My mom, my dad, my sister. Like my mom helped me so much. She was definitely a big emotional support for me. It was very stressful at times. So she was always there to motivate me when I felt like it wasn't working out at school. And also just giving me not just the motivation, but also the opportunity to do so much outside. Like she'd help me get to all these places and do all these things, and she'd encourage me to keep on going. My dad as well did that, and my sister, of course. Like without her, my life would be really boring. She's truly like the best sister I could ever have.
Did you say younger sister?
Younger sister,
younger
yes.
Sister, yeah.
So.
Great. And Kendra, what about you?
Yeah, so obviously apart from my parents, I would say my biggest inspiration is definitely my brother. I've been in like a constant like one-sided competition with him since I was very young, but I think that's just in a way that I wanted to reach his goals and I wanted to be as good as him, and I always looked up to him. Mm-hmm. So just that, and he's always been very supportive of me, very helpful, very like, he's taught me a lot, so he's definitely been a huge help for me to get where I am currently. So.
We are taping this at the end of May, so it's a busy time for you. Have you already had prom, or is it coming up?
I've had prom.
We've had prom, yeah.
You've all had
Yes.
prom. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess next up, the big thing is the speech.
Yeah.
So as co-valedictorians, are you both speaking? Who speaks? What's the deal?
We're both speaking.
Yeah, both of us are speaking, and then our salutatorian also gets a speech as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has that been written yet?
I have like an idea. I haven't fully written it, but I know like what I'm gonna say.
Right.
Yeah, I have it mostly written, but there's definitely a lot to work on in the speech. We still have a little bit before graduation as well, so we're still there.
Is there a guideline? Do they give you instructions? Well, you should touch on this, touch on that.
Mr. Benson told us that we should talk about like the future, but and he like shared a couple of old speeches with us to like get ideas from, but that was it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Kendra, what about you? Have you written your speech?
Yeah, Vogue definitely pressured me to have it finished early so they could approve it and like go through it. But yeah, they didn't really give me a guideline on what to write. Like I was free to say whatever and motivate my class the best I could. So.
What is your theme?
Yeah, so my theme is definitely how, like, despite everything that's going on in the world right now, or how you may feel like everything's against you, you can still succeed, and you still will succeed. So,
nice.
Just serve as like a motivator for them. So.
And your theme's pretty similar, or?
Yeah, my theme was about our freshman year theme, which is like be the light in the world. It's kind of similar. Like I kind of talked about how we have a class candle that we light every Mass, and how just like that class candle that unites us, we should also be the light to the world in the future.
Okay.
So.
Mine's about like just ending the chapter of high school, but just starting your life and like being motivated to start in that. And our theme for this school year is "Fear Not, for I'm with you," and I'm going to talk about like how. Like not to be fearful going into the future, but to be like push forward, like proud of yourself and make the most of the rest of your life, and not like look back with regrets.
What is the general feel right now among students graduating seniors here? What is the general feel with the way things are in the world today? I don't want to get political. Is it hopeful? Is it concerned? How would you sum that up? Kendra, do you have something?
Obviously, I can't speak for everybody.
Right.
I would say there's definitely concern from my end, but I still try to remain hopeful and optimistic in everything I do. So, yeah.
I think we have like the same thing, like an optimistic view on the future, and that we were able to succeed through COVID. We were able to succeed through so much.
True.
So we can, whatever happens, we can still succeed and do whatever we want, and surely like change the future ahead of us. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think like there's always going to be some concerns, but you just have to like push forward, like hopefully, and I think that not to worry too much about it.
Now, during COVID, you were middle school, all three of you?
Yeah,
Seventh grade.
Seventh grade?
Yeah.
So, and where was middle school for you, Kendra?
Holy Family.
Holy Family. Holy Family.
I went to Holy Name in Fall River.
Holy Name in Fall River.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you, I mean, we've all told stories about how we managed COVID, how we survived it. How do you feel the students have come out of COVID? Do you know friends, or did you have acquaintances who struggled getting back in the classroom, or was it easy and, oh God, thank God we're back?
Yeah, I think I definitely know a lot of people who struggled, especially with social anxiety, going back in person. I think for me, it wasn't that difficult of an adjustment. I think I was happy to get back, but I do know a lot of people that have struggled, so.
Right.
I think that since we were all like struggling together, it kind of made us all feel like it was easier to adapt together.
Good
It wasn't
point.
as hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it's been a while, so I don't really remember a lot. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I would agree. I think also, like, for me and Kendra, our school was only out like from March until the end of that school year, and then we like started back in person when we
Right.
came back after the summer. So I think that was good too, because it was like we had that like little bit of like a break, and then we came back, and it was like good to get right back into it.
Has AI had an influence on your schooling? People my age, we're kind of afraid of it. You know, we don't really understand it. I'm learning how to use it in certain ways, but has it had, like, have you been warned by teachers that, you know, don't write your paper off ChatGPT?
Yeah, so I think a lot of teachers have different views on it. I think some teachers are like, AI can be a very useful tool if you use it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Other teachers are like, don't use AI at all, like it's cheating, it's plagiarism, I won't have it. I personally think, again, AI can be a very useful tool if you use it correctly.
Right.
I think obviously don't use it to write your entire essay, like that's kind of crazy.
How would you use it correctly?
I think just using it for like a starting point, or like a sense of ideas, but just not like plagiarizing from it, obviously not like using it for everything, but.
I've done that. I do some writing, and a lot of times I'll say, I don't know what to write about today.
Yeah.
And my son told me, he said, well, we'll go to ChatGPT. And now, what do you mean? So if you just type in a few keywords, it gives you suggestions.
Yeah.
Right. Have you had AI influence you at all?
I think at Stang specifically, teachers are a little bit more like, they think that it's a good tool. They definitely, of course, say not to plagiarize, but they do say that we could use AI for good things. I personally use AI, but definitely not to like write essays. I sometimes, like, if I had to try to write an essay, and I for example, like put a prompt and they write the essay, usually it's pretty choppy, pretty bad. So using AI and using it to plagiarize, it doesn't really work out to for the best.
Right.
But I definitely use it to brainstorm, to kind of start ideas. Sometimes for like if I need like an image or something or a graph, it will like generate it for me to look at. But yeah, I definitely use it, but just to kind of help me out. But usually most of the work's in my brain. So.
Same thing?
Yeah, I would probably say the same. I think that I use it too for like research. Like if you look something up on Google, it'll come up with like the AI like answer. And I feel like sometimes that's easier than like going and searching through websites. So that's usually what I use it for. Or like to edit my essays, like to see what they think of it, like what AI thinks of it. But I use it not to like plagiarize or anything, just like as a tool.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I would think, let's see, are you staying at home, going to Brown?
No, I'm really not sure yet, but probably yes.
Okay. I would assume you're going to live up at Harvard,
definitely.
right? And Stonehill, what are you doing for Stonehill?
I'm gonna live there.
You're going to live there. Okay. So, between graduation is what? Usually the first weekend in June?
June 6th for me.
June 6th?
Ours is next Thursday, so June
Next
5th,
Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you get some downtime. I guess your last summer before you get into your college. What are your plans for the summer?
I have 2 jobs, so I'll probably be working a lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Where do you work?
At a Cushionet Creamery, and then
Love it.
I also work at Bay State Gymnastics Academy. I'm a coach there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're not working, what do you hope to do this summer?
Go to the beach for sure, and spend a lot of time with my family too, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you? Number one, do you have jobs? Where do you work in the area?
I don't think I'll be working this summer, but I do help my dad with his business a lot.
Okay.
Throughout high school, I have been like helping him out.
And what business is that?
He owns a gas station in Fall River, so I
Okay.
help him out with with like things throughout the day sometimes. Like during the summer in the freshman year and sophomore year, I'd help him a lot. But this summer I hope not to work that much. Hopefully he won't let me work. He won't make me work. But I think just spending time with my family as much as possible, definitely getting more reading in throughout the summer. I really hope to do that. Maybe like watch new movies.
What do you like to read?
Usually like historical fiction, but yeah, I like any books. I love reading, but I used to read a lot more. Now I don't read as much, which is kind of sad, but I do read like historical fiction, yeah, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kendra, what about you? What do you hope? Do you have a job?
I do not, but I do hope to continue volunteering in the summer. I already have plans to volunteer as a summer league coach for high school soccer in July. But other than that, I just want to continue making like these last memories with my high school friends and spending time with my family. So.
Nice. Looking back on your time at Votech and also Bishop Stang, what memories do you have? What good memories do you have?
So many.
So many. Yeah.
Being involved in like sports and like even just like the shop aspect, we created so many like amazing fun memories to look back on. I took as many photos and videos as I could, so hopefully when my memory loses one day, I'll hopefully be able to look back on them. But yeah, it's such an amazing community. I've met such amazing people. So.
And I read once, maybe it's the same with lacrosse, but I read once where a typical high school soccer player runs 3 to 5 miles in a game. Would you?
That could very well be accurate. Yeah, games are like 90 minutes long, so there's definitely a lot of running involved. I play striker, so I don't do as much running as like a midfielder would, but
okay.
It's still a lot.
The striker's on offense?
Yep, forward.
Okay. And lacrosse, who was the lacrosse player?
Lacrosse. Yeah.
3 to 5 miles. And you have what, 3 games a week sometimes?
Yeah, especially this season, it was like really, like there was a lot of rain in the beginning of the season. So we had like the last week of school, we had like a game every single day. It was a rough week, but it was fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about you? When you look back at your time at Bishop Stang, what comes to mind?
Definitely like cheerleading. That was like a big thing for me that I did. And like all the football games, just all those experiences. And then also all the friends I've made. Me and my friends, like the biggest thing we did was go to the school hockey games. So probably those were very fun.
And Ereny, I've got just about 30 seconds left.
Yeah, definitely the classroom aspects. Like in every class, we'd be laughing and joking around. The teachers were very supportive, very passionate about what they were doing. And I'll definitely remember the teachers, the administration, they were very, very nice and very inspiring. So.
Well, it's been so great to meet all 3 of you. Thank you so much for coming in. Kendra Santiago from Greater New Bedford Votech, who is going to Harvard. Ereny Saleb from Bishop Stang, who's attending Brown University. And Olivia Souza, who will be attending Stonehill. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have an idea of someone we could talk to that is involved in the schools in New Bedford, please let me know. Until next time, for Classroom Chronicle, I'm Pete Braley. Take care.
Did you know that you can watch any of New Bedford Cable Network shows anytime, anywhere on all of your mobile devices? How, you may ask? Just log on to nbcablenetwork.com and bam! You have all 3 channels at your fingertips: public, educational, and government access. Here, you can view our program schedules, watch our channel's live broadcasts, or search for a particular program in our vast library of shows. Last year alone, New Bedford Cable Network produced over 500 shows, and nearly all of them are available online at nbcablenetwork.com. Not only can you stay up to date with what's happening in your local government and schools, but also dive into some of New Bedford Cable Network's original award-winning programs. So check us out at nbcablenetwork.com.